now it's time to go.
What's up, everybody? I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Welcome back. It's TDAU Live. We got a lot to get into tonight. That's right. Vermont being kind of crazy, but maybe doing something smart. We got we got a bunch of teenagers stealing cars right now. That's fun. Chris Cuomo making a come around, and yeah, because like he's like, trust me, guys. I swear I'm on your team. I promise. Bunch of money being misplaced because that's the thing that happens. Red Lobster is experiencing some times. DOJ mishandling some evidence. The Baltimore Bridge goes boom. We're gonna watch that video live. I can't wait to get my reaction. We're gonna watch the trailer for the Yorkie Werewolf, which is a fun film that a friend of mine was involved in. And yeah, Steve Buscemi. I don't mean to laugh because it sucks, but Steve Buscemi got attacked in New York, of course, because why wouldn't random people continue being attacked in New York? And yeah, hopefully Max is going to be joining me soon. We'll see. I sent him the link and everything. He said he was going to be down for tonight. We'll see if he hops in here in a minute. Anyways, we got a whole lot to show to get into. So without further ado, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, back, baby.
Are you saying you want to show me your tits?
This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of a punk, and then all his friends left him, and now he's here alone. This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of punk. Now he's here doing the drunken, underwhelming live show.
This is a weird show.
Drunken, underwhelming live show. Drunken, underwhelming live show. Drunken, underwhelming live show.
Drunken Underwhelming Live Show. That's right. Welcome back, TDAU Live. Here we go. This one I saw via Sticks. No surprise here. And thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We've been doing great. Been doing a lot of reactions to AI content lately. And yes, today's reaction was absolutely hysterical. If you missed it, Mike Latoris Gently Weeps by the Pentagonal Diagonals, I think was the name of the group. But yeah, Obscurest Vinyl's been digging up some stuff, and if you're not in on the joke, you probably don't belong on the channel. Anyways, yeah, the FBI confirms it's restarting online censorship. This was from the Federalist, archived by Sticks Hexenhammer himself. That's right, the libertarian Jesus from Rutland, Vermont. FBI confirms it's restarting online censorship affects efforts ahead of the 2024 election. FBI has resumed collusive efforts with social media companies to censor posts, claims, or disinformation, the Federalist has learned. On Monday, Senator Mark Warner, D. of Virginia, the chair of State of Senate Intelligence Committee, told reporters the federal agencies such as the FBI, Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. You know, why wouldn't we need more giant corporate, I mean, not corporate, sections of our government that have no oversight and spend too much money. Restart discussions with big tech platforms. According to NextGov FCW, this coordination will focus on removing disinformation on their sites as the November presidential election nears. Warner claimed these tasks resumed in March, around the same time oral arguments in Murthy versus Missouri, which centers on Fed censorship effects, were heard before the U.S. Supreme Court. When pressed on the validity of Warner's remarks, an FBI representative confirmed to the Federalist that the agency has resumed communications with social media companies ahead of the 2024 election. Because, you know, why wouldn't your big brain internal deep state members be talking to social media? Because, you know, there's nothing that says election interference, like the government that isn't controlled by one single party dictating to social media what they can say. I mean, they've already had the media pocket in their pocket. So FBI remains committed to combating foreign malign influence operations, including in connection with our elections. That effort includes sharing specific foreign threat information with state and local officials and private sector companies when appropriate and rigorously consistent with the law. Yeah, because that's totally been a thing. In coordination with the Department of Justice, the FBI recently implemented procedures to facilitate sharing information about foreign malign influence social media companies in a way that reinforces that private companies are free to decide on their own whether or not to take action on the information. Yeah, which is basically somebody being like, well, we could investigate you for tax fraud, or you could take a post down that we don't like. And we know that, you'll spend, even if it's found false and you were totally vindicated, you'll have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to defend yourself in court. Or you could just take the post down. Yeah, that's totally what leaving it up to them free to decide means. As external affairs specialist Tess Heyer declined the Federalist request for comment. Whether the agency has resumed discussions with social media companies to combat what it claims to be disinformation, said that CISA Director Jen Easterly will be participating in an election security hearing in the coming weeks. Like the election security that happened when they banned us from sharing completely legitimate news stories like the laptop or the diary or any of these other things that turned out to be completely real and have been verified. Even Snopes coming out recently to say, actually, Biden's diary was completely real. Neither the FBI nor CISA responded when they pressed on when they restarted communications. Social media companies, in an effort to remove posts containing so-called disinformation from their platforms. The FBI and CISA did not identify the specific companies they're working with on such efforts. Neither agency provided an answer when questioned on how they determine what constitutes disinformation or what other federal agencies they're collaborating with in these efforts to have disinformation removed from social media platforms. Shocking. They didn't actually want to give specifics on what they were doing. Yeah, absolutely stunned there. Let me check and see if I got Max in the... here, I'm going to send him I'm going to send him another request just in case. Just in case he didn't get it over on Collab. Checking to see if he saw it. And, it can't really tell over there. Anyways. Yeah, that's no surprise here. I did want to... My buddy sent me... My buddy sent me a music video and I wanted to share a little clip of it. Not enough to get a copyright or anything, just a few seconds. But yeah, apparently the story is this dude was growing weed and got sentenced to it and did 5 years, and by the time he got out it was legal, which is mind-bogglingly dumb on our part. But yeah, I'll share just a second of this because Tom sent it over, and I'm almost thinking Molasses needs to do like a verse on this because it's a great beat. Like everything about this is great. Molasses might need to do a verse on this. Anyways, check this out. This is called "I Grew Weed."
I grew weed for Willie Nelson. I grew weed for Snoop Dogg. I grew weed for the love of freedom. I grew weed for God. And I grew weed for New York City. I grew weed for LA. I grew weed for the great state of Texas. I grew weed for the USA.
Yeah, just a solid tune about this guy growing weed, and yeah, he gets out after 5 years and it's already legal, which is like the most demoralizing thing I can think of. Is just like you go to jail for a crime and when you get out after 5 years it's been legal for a year, and it's like, why can't... I'm confused. Anyways, we got some local news because Vermont being kind of a group of wackadoos as they are. I occasionally manage to pull something together and buy wackadoos. I mean, our taxes are only going up by 13.5%, I think. Only is what I say. Only 13.5% this year, so they can raise it again next year without feeling too guilty about it. And yeah, it's a mess. But this one's interesting. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about it because I'm kind of mixed. Because part of me is like, I don't think you should be able to tell a business if they're allowed to use cash or not. On the flip side, it's kind of weird that the party that would most likely love to track you, i.e., left, which is the majority of Vermont, would say, "Hey, cash is a good thing," but we've always been this weird mix of redneck and hippie, and I don't know. It's a weird mix up here, but yeah, from WCAX. Vermont bill would put limits on cashless transactions. Oh, that wasn't a story. It was just a video story. I agree. Yeah. An increasing number of Vermont businesses are going cashless, trend that caught on during the pandemic. That lists mixed feelings. And then I thought, dude, there was a tech story here like yesterday. See, that's aggravating, man. I hate when they update shit like this and it's like not the yeah. Yeah, there was an actual article, not just a video, because I don't really want to watch the news. But I suppose I'll share that.
Cash for plastic.
Our Jessica Tara checks out businesses only accepting debit or credit.
More and more Vermont businesses are going cashless. The trend became more prominent during the pandemic.
Like, which doesn't surprise any of us, right? Is that like you didn't want to handle money, hand that back and forth.
And folks we spoke with have mixed feelings on the move.
I think it's super annoying. I feel like my bank account doesn't need to know where I'm spending my money. I prefer.
Oh, wow. Which just the federal government hearing that's like, are you a drug dealer? We need to track all your transactions.
For using my debit card because it just is one thing that I need to keep track of, and it's hard for me to keep track of having enough cash at any one time.
And basically what I just heard is you're irresponsible with money. Don't get me wrong, a bunch of us are, hon. We're not, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying.
If I have cash, I usually count it and then see how much I have, and I'm limited by that, so I don't spend as much.
The pros and cons are there for businesses too. Cashless transactions can make the job easier for employees.
It can also allow people to spend more money without realizing they're spending more money because they're like, there's a brain disconnect when you're not actually handling money. And it's just digital, it's just numbers on the screen.
And prevent loss from potential theft. Four Quarters Brewing owner Brian Eckert says the brewery went cashless during the pandemic and hasn't looked back.
Being cashless, one of the best things is we don't have to go to the bank all the time.
He acknowledges.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a benefit.
Though it can be exclusionary towards some customers.
The con is that some people don't agree with it, but we try to explain it.
A bill introduced.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally shocked. They left that graphic up a smidgen long, though. I don't think Brian Eckert is the state capitol photo.
In the state legislature would address the cashless questions. H527 would prohibit retail businesses from refusing to accept cash unless the transaction is over $1,000. It's likely not.
Oh, okay. So basically, they want to limit cash dealings to if it's under $1,000 or not.
Going anywhere this session, and constitutional law expert Jared Carter says private businesses can make whatever payment rules they want.
Private businesses deciding whether to accept cash or not is going to be ultimately a decision for them. There may be other laws that would come into play, but from purely a constitutional perspective, I don't think private businesses are going to run into any problem if they refuse to accept cash and say.
Yeah, because Vermont's always been worried about that. That's why we're passing unconstitutional laws all the time.
It's going to have to be card.
A Gallup survey shows that 64% of Americans believe all payments will become electronic at some point in their lifetimes.
Yeah, that's because we all see central banking digital currency on our horizons, miss.
Reporting in Winooski, Jessica Tara, Channel 3 News.
Because we know that the government wants that trackable dollar. Okay, back to sharing like that. Let me see. Quick double check. Max see that. I don't know. Yeah. Said he was down for tonight. Absolutely good. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he got his time wrong. I'm not hating. If at the very least, Max will be on next week or at the very end of the show. Really hoping he does make it. Anyways, thought this story was fun and enlightening. Police stolen vehicles nearly hit several people at Hudson and Norton. This was from WHEC 10 News, which is New York. Rochester, New York. Several apparently stolen vehicles nearly hit a number of people, including students in the area of Franklin High School. This was from the 9th. Rochester police officer told News 10 NBC photojournalist that a stolen vehicle went up onto the curb, nearly hitting several street workers. This happened shortly after 2:30 in the afternoon. Police later said people on the scene told them that students had to run out of the path of the vehicles to avoid being run over. Police said nobody was injured. Police were able to take one of the drivers, a 16-year-old boy from Rochester, into custody and recover one of the vehicles, a 2020 Hyundai Tucson. Ooh, is this the Hyundai and Kia boys at it again? Traffic flow has since resumed. The investigation is continuing, and anyone with information should call 911. This comes days after vehicles were driving recklessly across the Franklin School lawn on Wednesday. They then sped off into the street and drove away. Rochester City District Superintendent, whoever cares, said this is a community public safety issue, and the district is working with its community partners, including the Rochester Police Department, to address it. Adam Bobronski, the president of Rochester Teachers Association, says parents need to step in. Parents need to convince their children that this kind of reckless and dangerous behavior and sometimes criminal behavior is inappropriate and unacceptable and should not be tolerated. Just waiting for a tragedy to happen before we do something about it would be a mistake. Yeah, like maybe raise your children properly and teach them that like stealing vehicles and almost running people over is not normal behavior. But, then that would actually mean you have to take some responsibility for the actions of the people you push out. And that's just not where we are right now. God, is this not gonna... The hell, what's going on, man? It's actually I gotta watch another video. Yeah, I thought this article was actually an article, which is the kind I'm like usually trying to pull up so I can just read them myself. But no, here we are with the hell. We actually have to watch a. Yeah, wow. Chris Cuomo is taking ivermectin, slams CNN groupthink, in a total spot to totally win back that fake lockdowner, giant Q-tipper Chris Cuomo. He's been on the horse pace the whole time, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris Cuomo is praising Joe Rogan and blasting his former network over its COVID coverage. In the podcast with Patrick Bet-David, the former CNN anchor and brother of former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo shared that he's now taking the same drug he used to make fun of. That's right. Let's watch.
I'll tell you something else that's going to get you a lot of hits. I am taking a what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build up of ivermectin.
Yeah, right there, ladies and gentlemen. The same guy that called Joe Rogan a conspiracy theorist and full of taking horse paste and all this other crap is, I'm on a regimen. Like what a crock of shit that most of these mainstream news guys are, and totally a turn face like I'm trying to I'm going to pretend that I resonate with the average American, even though I'm kind of scummy. My brother totally didn't kill 15,000 people. That's not a thing that happened. Don't you mind that. I did not, have a fun show with him at one point. Oh man, dude, Wapo, why you gotta? Gotta put in like my fake bullshit. Hell. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Sometimes you gotta enter your email that you put in just for crap. To a place like the Washington Post, so you can pull up an article on the show. Oh wow, they just sent me an email like that fast. Like, finish setting up your account. I'm sure it was automated, but they're probably desperate. There could be a person behind the desk trying to do that. Ukraine says defense officials stole $40 million meant for ammunition. Shocking, right? Am I like I'm supposed to be aghast? Oh my goodness. Who would have imagined that like a country known for corruption for like 2 decades totally would have been corrupt and taken a bunch of money they got given for defense and misplaced it. Wow. Ukraine says defense officials stole $40 million meant for ammunition. Security Service implicated top officials in an embezzlement scheme and said the money, state funds, not foreign aid, is being recovered. Oh, wow. So it's just state funds. It's not, because I'm totally, those state funds didn't come from foreign aid. That's wild. Ukrainian officials stole about $40 million meant for purchasing ammunition for the military. The country's internal security services said Saturday, confirming a massive procurement fraud as Kiev seeks to assure international backers that it's cracking down on corruption. Though it was state money, not foreign aid, that was embezzled, because there's a big difference when your entire country's funded by foreign aid. Said in a statement, the scheme is likely to resonate in both Washington and Brussels, where European Union membership, continued financial and military assistance hang in the balance. Some detractors pointed to Ukraine's history with corruption as a reason to stop providing money to the country nearly 2 years into the war with Russia, or their ability not just say, hey, maybe we should like talk about peace finally, and just say, hey, we lost. We've been taking it hard for 2 years, and maybe we should just give up. Reason to stop providing money to the country nearly 2 years of war with Russia. Ukrainian officials insist that they're being hyper vigilant and cracking down on graft. The grift? I don't know. The SBU said its investigation implicated current and foreign high-ranking defense ministry officials, managers of an arms supplier, Lviv Arsenal, who were supposed to use the money to purchase 100,000 mortar shells for the military. Money was paid in advance to Lviv Arsenal in August 2022. The shells were never supplied. After receiving the funds, the company's management transferred part of the money into the balance sheet of a foreign commercial structure that was supposed to deliver the ordered ammunition to Ukraine. Statement said, however, it did not send a single artillery shell to our country. It took the received funds into the shadows, transferring them to the accounts of another affiliated structure in the Balkans. Oh, wow. You mean they just shipped it off shores? And shocking. The stolen funds have been seized, the SBU said, and adding that the question of their return to the budget to Ukraine is being resolved, even though I'm sure it's already been spent. Like, them saying it's been seized probably doesn't actually mean much. Nick said, what's up? Nick, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. We're just talking about a crazy amount of money that's getting laundered in Ukraine right now. A defense official familiar with the matter, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak about the case to the media, said this is not a new case, as the ministry filed a criminal report to law enforcement about the stolen $40 million in May 2023 after the shells were not delivered. Ukraine's Pravda, a Ukrainian news outlet, provided many details about the case in July. 5 people from the defense ministry and the arms supplier have been served notices of suspicion. Yeah, I'm sure that'll do it. In the first stage in the Ukrainian legal proceeding, the SBU said, yeah, but I'm sure they've already left the country. Like, I don't know about you, but when I steal $40 million, I usually like to GTFO pretty fast. Adding that one suspect was detained while trying to cross the Ukrainian border. They face up to 12 years in prison. Yeah, for deserting Ukraine, not for stealing their money, I'm sure. Those allegedly involved in the scheme include, yeah, I'm not going to read that name because who cares. It was the head of the Department of Military Technical Policy, Development of Weapons and Military Equipment of the Defense Ministry. So obviously a very smart individual who said, yeah, let's, you know, we're totally going to win this thing. Yeah, that guy with his Zvitneb sounds more Russian, not gonna lie. And Zvitneb, vodka drink you, is a former member of Ukraine's parliament and was a presidential candidate in 2004. Back in, you know, it was the most corrupt of times, and it was the most corrupt of times. Man, he could have been president for Hunter on Burisma. That would have been cool. I'm sure you would have made more money that way. One of the priorities of the Ministry of Defense team is to clean up the system for unscrupulous participants inside the institution and outside. Here we have said on Facebook this month. Wow, that's amazing. They're posting their political things on Facebook. Wow. We're actively working on this close collaboration with law enforcement agencies. We are eradicating corruption. Yeah, I'm sure. The system resists, but we will overcome it. Yeah, that's, you could say a lot. That sounds like what part of America is trying to do. The other part's trying to lean right into it. Okay, let's see. Oh, I gotta sit through this video. We're gonna watch a video here in a sec. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna watch a video of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Obviously we'll watch the fall when it happened. That was like what, like almost a month ago already. It's crazy to think about. But yeah, we're gonna watch the demolition of this thing. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay, let's go. Yes, as you can see, that part was still on the boat. Yes, Nick, there's actually a reaction on my channel. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. If you were to go to I'm sharing this. I will share it in just a second. Hold on. But yeah, let's watch that one more time. Just, you know, them casually blowing up a bridge that's hanging off the side of a boat. Yeah, take it in, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, just normal stuff going on. Nothing wild there. Apparently, this thing is going to be out to sea soon. Because, you know, that seems totally reasonable. Why would you not, you know, just put that thing out to sea? It seems totally reasonable. But
Power of AI with the perfect name.
Yes, sir. It looks like this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming, and welcome back to Hickory Reacts. And today on the channel, Afroman's at it again. That's right, my friends. We've got a new one. Hunter Got High. Let's get it. So yeah, as a side note, that's doing it's 3.4 thousand views on the channel. Not my most highest watch video, but it's doing pretty well. Yeah, they're at 1.9 on the official one. Not sure what we're getting into, but Afroman has a new music video for Hunter Got High. Let's get it. Okay.
Shout out to Bass Records.
Oh, nice. Hey, yo. Afro Man's work. Yeah, not something I saw coming for sure. I mentioned that. I pulled that in the reaction, but I did not see a collaboration between Afro Man and Bass Records going on. Our boy at 5 Times August is over on Bass, and lots of other great acts as well. But I did not see Afro Man joining forces with them to release a banger, and he did. Working with Bass now, holy crap! That's a thing. Okay, didn't know that.
Hunter, roll up another one of them congressional blunts, brother.
Okay. This could be a full-on laugh riot. It'll probably be a little pause heavy because I'll probably be laughing pretty hard. I'm stoked. Let's get to Hunter Got High. Anyways, yeah, that's I'm still old enough to remember when, I don't know if you guys will, when Afro Man was booked at the Pickle Barrel in Killington, Vermont. He was supposed to do a show there, and he just never showed up for it. And they put up a sign out on the marquee. It said Afro Man had a show, but he got high, or something to that effect. I definitely remember that. But yes, Nick, have a such a great song, funny as hell. I agree, my friend. Which made me want to say, if you guys haven't seen this song, you should check it out. It's a song by a guy who called I Grew Weed by Brett McFarland. Apparently he went to jail for like 5 years for growing weed, and by the time he got out, it was legal. And he wrote this song. I'll share a little clip.
And I grew weed for little Billy Clinton, though we did not inhale. I grew a whole bunch for heaven and a little bit for hell. I grew weed. I grew weed.
Yeah. Now I think that might need a molasses remix. I grew weed, but not in my yard. I just threw that shit right in a pipe, and I don't know. Grew grass out in my yard. I don't know. I'm thinking it's molasses will be working on that shit for a while. Yes, Hit Me In is awesome too. Yes, Hit Me In. Hit Me In. Is that another song? I don't know. Anyways, back in news that doesn't really affect anybody. Hit Me Man. Hit Me Man. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm a drunk magician, dude. You shouldn't rely on me to extrapolate anything. I make poor decisions, as you can see by my background. Because there ain't no weeds in Hickory's lawn. Yeah, no, there's actually a song. Oh shit, I'll share that line. There's a I actually have to weed treat because last year was not kind to me with the wetness and the flooding. There's a line in an upcoming song in the lawn care EP about there's no dandelions in the yard. I jar my weed, that I'm pretty proud of. I thought that was pretty good. The song's gonna be a collaboration song. Let me I'll pull it up real quick. This was Keep It Green. Anyways, I can share like the intro and the chorus. Oh, I didn't even bring it up on the screen. I was sitting here vibing to it. Don't mind me. Drunk magician and all.
One of those days where you got some shit to get up off your chest, and you just need to get it up off your chest. I feel like that's a big problem that we got right now. We got a bunch of bitches who ain't willing to say shit. Fuck all y'all. Lie, don't keep it clean, I keep it green. My front fucking yard is my fucking scene. I'm the rap that stinks like Mallory night. No dandelions in the yard, I jar my weed. I smoke that green, I grow that green. Press red so hard that they grow up mean. Lungs full of dope as THC in a yard full of thick as KBG. The greenest rapper says Afro
Africans in the comments saying, I'm going to spend dandelions if he mows without me again. Yeah, that's right. Apparently I'm in trouble with my beautiful assistant for mowing when she wasn't here, which I didn't realize was like a thing until until I did it. Like I did Molasses and I got the first mow in for Mother's Day, which was just, like appreciating Mother Nature and stuff. It was nice. I had already done some like preliminary lawn care. We'd done some mossing and auto text. Yeah, that's a thing. We'd done like some mossing and yeah, we still got to lay down some weed and feed this coming weekend because there's a couple weeds. Last year it left us kind of rough, man. It was tough because it was so wet that there was like no time to properly throw down fertilizer and or treatments, especially late summer, especially after the flood. Just kind of continued to rain and kept us paranoid. But yeah, so I definitely got to do some weed patrol this year, which is unfortunate because I was golden last year, man. It was beautiful. That being said, no dandelions in my yard. I jar my weed for sure. That's a true statement. Regardless, I would be pissed if there was dandelions in my yard. I'm fairly upset that there's like the 3 weeds that are in my yard. And by 3, I mean like 3 individual spots, not 3 different types. Pretty sure it's just that weird, like that weird one that looks like a kind of like a spider and just spreads out. I don't know. Those things piss me off. And moss. We have an issue with moss. We live in a valley. Anyways, Red Lobster's closing at least 99 locations and its future comes into question. Earlier this year, Thai Union, the largest investor and the largest seafood restaurant chain in the country, announced it was seeking to sell its stake. At least 99 locations of Red Lobster being auctioned. Yeah, if 99 Red Lobsters ain't a problem, son. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 Red Lobsters and we're closing one more, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. It's just anytime I see 99, I can't think about how can't help but think about Jay-Z. There's 99 locations of Red Lobster being auctioned off amid questions about the Star Wars seafood chain's long-term future. Yeah, because those are words. In post on LinkedIn, Neil Sherman, founder and CEO of Tajex Brands liquidation firm, announced he was leading the closure of more than 50 Red Lobster locations. The restaurant's equipment to be auctioned off, which is a great score if you live near one. Like, go buy that shit. You get lobster tanks and deep fryers and all sorts of stuff for free. The webpage dedicated to liquidation show closures locations across the U.S., including Denver, Indianapolis, Rochester, New York, Sacramento, California, San Antonio, and San Diego. On Tuesday, Restaurant Business Magazine reported 99 locations were closing, which means there'll probably be more. Closure represents about 15% of the company's approximate 700 locations. There remains the largest seafood restaurant chain in the U.S., which will probably not be happening for long. I mean, Red Lobster's kind of sucked for like a number of years, though, right? This is not like this is not crazy. Like, oh my God, this company was doing so well. Red Lobster struggled with significant debt load, unfavorable lease terms, executive turnover, and ill-advised strategies, including an all-you-can-eat shrimp promotion last fall that resulted in the significant loss for the company. And ill-advised strategies, including an all-you-can-eat shrimp promotion. Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't go poorly. It's not like all-you-can-eat pasta at the Olive Garden. Like they're giving away pasta that literally cost them like 10 cents a pound. No, we're gonna go with shrimp. Let's put the $12 a pound thing on all-you-can-eat. That seems like a great idea. Last month, CNBC reported that's wholesale pricing. Don't get mad at me. Retail pricing is much higher. Last month, CNBC reported Red Lobster was seeking a buyer interested looking to avoid bankruptcy following, but have materialized. Earlier this year, Thai Union, the largest investor in Red Lobster, announced it was seeking to exit its position. A combination of COVID-19 pandemic, sustained industry headwinds, higher interest rates, and rising material and labor costs have impacted Red Lobster, resulting in prolonged negative financial contributions to Thai Union and its shareholders. After detailed analysis, we have determined that Red Lobster's ongoing financial requirements no longer align with our capital allocation priorities, and therefore are pursuing an exit of our minority investment. Red Lobster did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Most likely because they're busy packing up boxes and stealing the silverware as they go down. Because, I mean, would that be what you're doing at this point? Just saying. DOJ mishandled evidence in Trump case. Wow. Who would have thought? It's from the Washington Times. The editorials. Federal judge in Florida unsealed allegations of special counsel misconduct. Yes, this, of course, the famous image of all the files that Donald Trump allegedly mishandled. That was like, that was bad. That was like my Trump impression if Trump got hit in the head too many times. But yeah, we got all this top secret things just laying around. They were great. Everybody agrees. Yeah, actually, we might listen to that in a minute. But I need to release that, my Trump-Biden debate video, especially now that the Trump-Biden debate is actually a thing. U.S. District Judge Aline Cannon went on an unsealing binge last week in a classified documents case against former President Donald Trump. Unlike a certain Manhattan magistrate, Her Honor's first priority has been ensuring the public is aware of what government lawyers have been doing behind the scenes in the public's name. That is creating headaches for the Department of Justice, which accused the former president of retaining classified work documents. Items in dispute include mementos such as a personal letter from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Under the Presidential Records Act, chief executives are entitled to keep personal records. Nearly every president has saved his papers this way, including items marked classified. President Biden kept his stock secret stash in a cardboard box in his garage next to his Corvette, even though he didn't have presidential duty or presidential powers to declassify. Under Attorney General Merrick Garland, DOJ's motto has become, "It's only a crime when Trump does it." Yeah, corrected that for you. They said Republicans, but really it's just Trump. They don't care about the uniparty cucks. Aside from his selective prosecution, special counsel Jack Smith has been reckless with the materials seized in the raid of Mr. Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago and Anchor State. The filter team took care to ensure that no documents were moved from one box to another, but it was not focused on maintaining the sequence of documents within each box. Bummer. An outside vendor was called in to scan the documents, but nobody seemed to have been watching what it was doing. And there are some boxes where the order of items within that box is not the same as the associated scans. The government acknowledges that this is inconsistent with what government counsel previously understood and represented to the court. Yeah, no, it's probably not going to go well like every other case brought against former President Trump. White House records also show that Mr. Bratt met in person with high-level West Wing staff in 2021 as Biden's team was plotting with the National Archives and DOJ to bring the documents charge against the likely GOP nominee. Yeah, because that's totally not going after your political thing. Just like Biden withholding money from Israel is absolutely nothing like the quid pro quo with Ukraine and Trump. I mean, other than Biden's actually doing it, and Trump just said, hey, maybe we should look into this. White House records also show Mr. Bratt met in person. Yeah, sorry. It's even harder to explain how Nathan Wade, the disgraced special counsel who prosecuted Mr. Trump in Georgia, on behalf of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Yeah, he's doing Wade. Doing Wade. He's doing well. Spent 8 hours in a conference with the White House counsel's office in 2022. Most local lawyers don't get advice from the president's legal team when they need help. Yeah, that's a whole nother layer of Nathan Wade, the unqualified guy that Fani Willis got busted for paying too much money, even though it was like his first big case because they were rolling deep. By that I mean rolling in the sheets. Yeah, apparently that guy was getting aid from the White House's top counsel 2 years ago before the thing. Mind-boggling. But I suppose if you're talking about the same administration that brought Dylan Mulvaney in to interview the president, you shouldn't be too surprised. We live in clown world, my friends. Julie Kelly raised the question of whether the FBI staged the famous photo ops classified document cover sheets scattered across the floor in Mr. Trump's residence. Disclosures appear to suggest the colorful folders marked top secret were put there by G-men. The investigative team used classified cover sheets for that purpose, Mr. Brett told Judge Cannon. And those sheets, what gave that photo dramatic impact. None of these important issues would have come to light if not for Judge Cannon's insistence on transparency. Yeah, this is just like they printed out a bunch of sheets and brought them there and then set it up for the photo op. Just absolutely mind-boggling. Yeah, next to an issue of time, you know, because that's totally worth rating a former president over. We watched the Key Bridge. Okay. We're going to get this one. This one's fun. So, a friend of the show, Pierre Vachon, was in a movie. I want to say he filmed this about a year ago. But he's in a movie and he's got a great spot in this trailer. And I just wanted to shout it out because I'm really, really excited. I am sad that most of they did get a Best Feature Film at the Underground Film and Screenplay Festival. And they got official selections at a lot of different places. I will say, on a side note, as part of my my Muggle job recently, we did a thing called employee bingo at the annual staff meeting, which is past Monday, where we had a bingo card, 24 squares, and each one had a fun fact about staff members that wouldn't be known by other staff. Like kind of like, what is something that nobody knows about you that you could share or you'd be willing to share publicly? And mine was that I catered an award-winning film that's in the film festival circuit right now called Killington. And I'm pretty excited for that film to drop. And we should probably watch that film. I might do a reaction to it, actually. This one is not one I had anything to do with. Absolutely nothing. I did just score another short film for GW. And it came out great, but I'm not privileged to share it yet because I don't know what he's doing with it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing a couple of the projects I've worked on with him, but don't have the clearance to yet. But anyways, this is a movie I have nothing to do with. This is just one that Pierre was in, and he had sent us photos from on screen. And yeah, this is the trailer for the Yorkie Werewolf. And this movie looks absolutely hysterical.
Put that thing away. Show some respect.
He's practically dead already.
Oh my Satan, Mom!
You will end the war. In one small town where the mafia wants to kill all creatures of the night.
All the witches are going to fucking die!
And take.
I love this guy, by the way. Just to be clear, I don't know this dude, and I don't know anything about the story really other than my buddy Pierre dies, which you can see in this trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But this character of like, oh, the witches are gonna fucking die. Like, he tickles something.
Fucking die!
And take over the world with pasta.
Pasta, pasta, pasta!
One little beast will refuse to roll over.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna go back a second because that is just. I mean, just take this in. I'll full screen it for the dramatic effect. Just take this in. Like every werewolf movie you've ever seen, they've been like these giant Hulk beasts, and here we are, the Yorkie werewolf, my friends.
What? Werewolves. Witches.
Check your spells before you wreck yourself.
Vampires.
That was a witty, cute quip, by the way. Check your spells before you wreck yourself.
That coffee all bloody when I poured it?
Monsters.
Tonight, pasta won't be the only thing.
You know, like because of the garlic and the pasta. I'm assuming that has something to do with the storyline. I don't know. I'm not privy to any details. I'm just speculating.
Pasta won't be the only thing that's al dente.
I'm just a lone, tiny Yorkie werewolf. What am I going to do against the mafia?
She may be
She kind of reminds me of like every chick from Massachusetts, like Northern Mass I've ever met.
small, but she's got bite.
I had big dreams!
Pierre, just absolutely phenomenal playing the big ass biker dude who gets killed right here. We're gonna watch that clip for a second time.
Got bite.
Oh yeah, yeah. He actually got bit by the werewolf here. Oh, what a great role. Good thing he managed. He shaved the back of the neck there. You know, just saying.
I had big dreams!
I may be really.
Had big dreams.
I had big dreams!
I might need to clip this. This might be a MC Molasses chorus.
I had big dreams!
I may be.
Okay. Okay, we'll continue. I'm sorry. It just absolutely kills me. Oh. Good evening, sir.
Hola, ¿cómo está, amigo?
Oh, no habla Mexican. Por favor.
Brother, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me okay? Everything coming through all right?
Absolutely. You sound wonderful.
You know what? You sound wonderful. And I'm glad to
Oh,
be
thank
here.
you, brother.
Thank you for having me again. I
Appreciate
apologize. Did you know there's different time zones?
You know, that's a thing. That's why I always write EST, but I might have forgotten to message that.
No, I'm looking back and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? My son's like, aren't you supposed to be on this show? I'm like, man, yeah, it starts up here at 8 o'clock. Yeah. I'm like,
It's all right. Well,
why?
next week, part 2, we'll get the full experience. We'll just do a teaser.
You know what? I might even start drinking again. Fuck it.
Fair enough. We're right now. I'm watching a trailer. This was a movie. I actually I gave a little pre-talk. I don't have anything to do with this movie. I'm not associated with it. It's just a friend of mine is in it. Although one of the things that I shared, so we recently in my Muggle life, we had our all staff meeting this past Monday, and we did a fun like little bingo thing. It was like staff bingo, where there was 20, you know, like a normal bingo sheet. There was 24 squares, and each one had a fun fact about a fellow employee that most people don't know. And mine was that I catered an award-winning film. So there's a movie coming out. It's not out yet. They're still perusing film festivals called Killington. And it's a horror comedy starring Sophie Sumner, who was one of I forget. She was on one of the seasons of America's Top Model. But starring her, and it's a fun horror comedy about a social media influencer who gives away a retreat for a person and 2 of their friends, and so they're in New York City, and she gives this away, and they go away for the weekend in Killington, which is a Vermont ski town, which is like my hometown, and they go to this ski village or like this ski house in Killington, and they meet the creepy neighbor who's played by my good friend who produced the movie, Matt Vita. And then shit starts to get weird. And you're never really sure what's going on or who's the villain. But I catered the set, and so that was like my fun fact for this. This trailer is for a movie called The Yorkie Werewolf, which I have no part in other than a guy that I perform like at least once a month with, Pierre. Pierre Vachon, actually. He's I'll rewind a little bit in the trailer so you can see this. He has this great line where the werewolf bites his neck and he starts spraying blood, and he's like, "I had big dreams," and it's just a killer line. And I'm glad they got it into the trailer because it's hysterical. But But yeah, this movie is literally about a group of witches and werewolves in the small town, and the mafia is trying to kill them off. You know, we'll just go back to the beginning, and that way you can live
Put that
react.
thing away. Show some respect.
He's practically dead already.
Oh my Satan, Mama!
Child, you will end the war. In one small town where the mafia wants to kill all creatures of the night.
All the witches are going to fucking die!
And
I just want to say, I love that character. Like, I honestly know nothing about the production, but the fact that this guy was like, "I'm going to fucking die," just like his.
Now, when we talk about mafia here, are we talking about Italian mafia, Russian mafia? I'm not trying to make any racial stereotypes. It does not look to be cartel related.
I'm just gonna
Just
say,
saying.
I think they're talking about Italian just because the pasta.
Just making sure,
themes,
you know.
The
Because the
pasta
audience might not
themes-
know, and you know, myself, I'm not the smartest guy, so
That's fair. I think the pasta theme's running pretty deep in this one. Let's just as we continue.
take over the world with pasta.
Pasta, pasta, pasta!
One little beast will refuse to roll over.
What? Werewolves. Witches.
Check your spells before you wreck yourself.
Vampires.
I was gonna say, I thought that was a kind of clever quip. Like, check your spells before you wreck yourselves is like some like the bimbo witch just changing up pop culture references. I enjoyed that.
Was that posse all bloody when I boarded?
Monsters.
Tonight, pasta won't be the only thing.
That I thought was cool too. So they've got like a vampire and they're force feeding him pasta with garlic in it, and it's just like burning his face. I'm like, that's a clever trope right here. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like taking those stereotypes and like turning them on their head, and I appreciate that.
Won't be the only thing that's al dente.
I'm just a lone, tiny Yorkie werewolf. What am I going to do against the mafia?
She may be small, but she's got.
So this right here, this guy, this bald head that you're seeing in the background is a dear friend of mine. I perform with him at least once a month. This guy's name's Pierre Vachon, and he's a good dude. We hang out regularly, but his line in this film, and I'm glad they cut it into the trailer, is just fucking golden. I'm just gonna play it for you so you can react to it. This made me chuckle. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, oh shit, I'm definitely watching this film.
She's got bite.
I have big dreams!
I may be really short, but I'm
Just bleeding out as you're like, I had big dreams. Is that's just gold, dude.
oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun film. It's like one of those films. I love movies that don't take themselves too seriously. You know what I mean? Which is movies totally like doing, and they're like, what if a werewolf is actually a Yorkie? Like I love that.
may be really short, but I am still a goddamn ferocious werewolf.
Beware, goons. The Yorkie werewolf is on your tail.
Sometimes when you be wolfing, you eat a bunch of grass to digest the prey, or so I've been told.
I'm still kind of new to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is fun.
Oh, that was beautiful. That takes talent, creativity, thinking outside the box that doesn't even exist, and then being able to come up with something that looks more entertaining than anything I've seen Hollywood and mainstream, whatever you want to call it, put out in a long time.
Hey man, I'm gonna see if I can find the. I know I had the Killington trailer pulled up at one point, but I'll see if I can find that real quick, because that was a movie I actually worked on. I've worked on a few films now. Not that I'm like anywhere near being like actually in the industry or anything, but this one, okay, so they do have their own IMDb page.
You're very modest, and I appreciate that because being humble and modest is a trait in many people that simply they just don't have that shit. So, kudos to you, brother.
So yeah, it's during a getaway to Killington, Vermont, a wellness influencers weekend retreat with her Manhattan friends takes a sinister turn as tensions rise and the creepy locals add to the unnerving atmosphere. Directors Mark Dudzinski, Frank Pers, and Matt Vita. Matt Vita is actually a personal friend of mine. I met him during COVID as he was one of the people I met via the internet during doing my show. And we ended up being good friends. He wrote it with Grace Day, and also stars in it. Yeah, this was one of the promotional shots. That's my buddy Matt there. This is Sophie Sumner, the star of the film. And to be honest, I don't know this feller.
Do you know the one in the middle though?
Yeah, that's Sophie Sumner.
Good looking.
Yep.
She looks like she's extremely friendly, very likable.
She
I've
was
never
actually,
met her, but by God, I'd love to.
that was one of those things where like when you meet people in person and you're not Nikki McCallum got a credit and she's on IMDb. That's fucking awesome. Oh, Venus got an IMDb. Holy shit. Yeah, making friends. I got friends in the industry now. That's the thing. I was hoping the trailer would be up on there. Or I might have to go to
You're
the
doing
link
great,
mail.
brother. You're
Yeah, it's one of
growing
those things.
steadily, organically, bro. You're doing it right. You're doing it great.
Thank you, brother. It's been a time. Okay, I'm 95% sure it's up on Instagram. I just got to remember how to search on desktop. Right there. Go. Yeah, so this movie has actually won a bunch of awards. Killington the movie. And I just had a very a normal. I didn't have a big role in this. I was literally just catering it, but it was super fun because I got to meet cast and like see some behind the scenes stuff, which is totally a trip. But yeah, no. Other short films I've worked on, I have a much bigger. I will. I'm hoping to share soon. I've worked on the scores for a couple short films lately, and that's been really fun. But yeah, some behind the scenes shots. This is from Killington the movie. It's actually my filmed at my buddy's ski house. Yeah, like really cool. It's fucking wild to see Narboys presents a Narboys production because like I've known the Narboys brand since like 2020 now, and to see those boys rise up and actually produce a film with I mean Sophie's got a blue check mark over here. That's it's kind of wild. Yep, they've been doing showings, presentations. This was during a Q&A, I suppose. Yeah, during the Days of the Dead Film
some recognition
Festival.
and nominations, huh? Everything.
Oh, dude, they've won nomination Best Actress. They've got nomination Best Feature Film, nomination Best Story. I'm pretty sure they've won Best Story. They've won Best Horror Villain for my buddy Matt. Best Lead Actress for Nikki. Yeah, this one. Won Best Actress at the Day of the Dead Film Festival. This was Nikki. This is my buddy Matt's girlfriend. I actually performed with her back in December. We did a holiday themed show for the Vermont Comedy Festival, and I was on the dais with her. It's my buddy Matt. He won Best Story. That's doing his thing. Yeah, that's Matt in the film, just looking like the creepy fucking neighbor. like perfect. You know, he's got the beard dialed in with the the overalls. Yeah, they won some awards at PopCon for best feature film and best villain. Okay, that one might be the. Can you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Do you need me to send an itinerary for this weekend?
Your bachelorette is with Kelly.
Just relax. Make yourself feel comfortable.
We attain perfection through many lives.
I grew up here. I'll be your neighbor for the weekend.
Renounce those who spread demonic ideas and who merely talk of moral values but do not practice them. Death is not the end.
So yeah, that's the teaser trailer for Killington coming soon. Not available because it's they're doing the film festival thing right now, and apparently that's something I didn't. Oops, that's something I didn't know. Oh god damn it! That's something I didn't know until recently. Is that apparently when you're doing film festivals, you're not allowed to like share the art itself.
Really?
Yeah, you're. I hate when this shit does that. Let me see if I can move it to another screen. Yeah.
If it's my fault because I'm Russian, so you can blame me right now. That's fine.
It was the damn hackers during the election, I tell you. That's my hell dog
That had to
excuse
be
right
it.
there. Yes, of course.
Now let me ask you real quick. Now that we've clearly established that you are in the Eastern time zone, whereas I am in the Central time zone.
Yep.
How's everything out east? Everything good?
Good. We're just coming into spring. To be clear,
Weather's
is it
getting
just
nice.
is it just the two of us on screen? I can't tell right now because my screen's being weird.
Yeah, just you and I from.
Oh, there. I think I fixed it. Oh no, that's even worse. Let me. What's that screen? Good lord, I have no idea what's going on. Okay, I might. Okay, we'll
did
see.
nothing Russian hacking wise.
I'm not blaming you at all. It was totally anonymous, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it just happens to be on the time where the Russian guy's on the show. Sure, coincidence.
Yeah, of course. No, this
All right.
actually happened a few times solo, so no, there's no blames anywhere. I'm
Oh,
hoping
you know
it's just the
what?
two of
Real
them.
quick,
Yeah,
while
please.
you're fucking with that, I reached out to Nicole with the paranormal team over there after
Oh, nice.
watching the two. Yeah, man, super cool chick. I've communicated with her through Instachat,
All right,
Instagram.
I'm gonna hop out real quick and hop back in, and so it'll be just you for a second. You good?
I got this shit.
Sorry, the pressure. I know the pressure is astounding.
Hey, I can handle it. All right, everybody. Hickory is going to be right back because he's taking care of business, making sure that the stream goes well. You know, anytime you go live, you always run that risk of having things not always go the way that you plan. This is another example of that. It's not exclusive to this show or this channel. It happens to everyone.
Okay.
He's back.
Yeah, Nicole's absolutely awesome. She'll actually be back on the program here in the next. I'm hoping for the 29th. You'll be on next week for the 22nd. I'm hoping Nicole's back for the 29th, and I'm very excited to do a second interview with her because the beautiful assistant throwing shade. No, he probably just went Pete. No, honestly, my screen went black and I didn't know what the hell to do. So the only way was to back out and come back. Thanks for the
I didn't know if
love.
it was me or you that went pee, because if it was you, then at least you did it off camera. So
yeah, I try to.
hey, we can only try and strive to become better. That's it.
That's right.
There's only really two times it's okay to defecate on yourself: when you're a baby and you're real young, And then when you get to be like older and Joe Biden's age, and
Yeah,
it's
when you're
acceptable.
president.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if you do it at my age, they're gonna put me in a fucking loony bin with
That's
Biden.
fair.
You know what I'm saying? No, he's shitting his pants.
Nick said he's doing a magic act. No, Nick, it's the opposite of magic. Shit's going south. That's what happened. No, nothing was going as planned, my friend. It's actually the opposite of what I want during a show. Is it was going sideways. But yeah, we're wrapping up towards the end. Max, next week, my friend, 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time. Sorry, we had the miscommunication on what timeline we're on.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, that's what I meant. Not Eastern Central. See, drunk magician. You can't blame me. It's a product of my raising. That being said, we do have like one more topic, and then I'm gonna share a track from MC Molasses that's coming out in a couple weeks here. We got one more one, and did you know that Steve Buscemi was one of the victims of the random face punching that was happening in New York?
Really?
Yeah, apparently, and that's like the only way it's going to meet headlines, right? Like, as if it's like a bunch of hot blonde 20-somethings or Steve Buscemi was the only way that anybody would have been like, actually, there's a bunch of people getting punched in the face in New York City randomly right now. But it turns out, even though they haven't found a bunch of these people, suspect who randomly attacked actor Steve Buscemi in broad daylight identified by NYPD. Wow, you know, they just happen to find that guy. They can't find him for anybody else. But you know, when an actor, a Hollywood A-lister such as Steve, and I don't know, A-lister. I mean, he's up there. Like, I like Buscemi personally.
Yeah.
He's got that like fun. He's just such a character.
I like older Buscemi. Reservoir Dogs Buscemi, you know?
Yeah.
Old school Buscemi.
Fair. He was good in like Mr.
And
Deeds.
Lebowski. And
I hear you, Lebowski.
Mr. Deeds, Big Lebowski.
Yeah, his character in Mr. Deeds was pretty fucking funny. Authorities have reportedly released the identity of the suspect accused of punching actor Steve Buscemi during a random attack while he was out walking in Manhattan on Wednesday. On Tuesday evening, the NYPD announced that Clifton Williams, 50, was the man who reportedly punched Buscemi in the face. Fox 5 New York reported. The 66-year-old star of Fargo and Broadwalk Empire was assaulted just before noon in Midtown Manhattan and taken to a nearby hospital with bruising, swelling, and bleeding to his left eye. That's scary. Witnesses confirmed at the local station ABC7 that Buscemi chased after Williams was unable to stop him. Like, I don't know if that's what I do to the people who attack me. I don't usually chase after them.
Buscemi's got heart. He's crazy.
Yeah, no, he's playing that Mr. Deeds character. Like, he's like, that motherfucker's got my pizza with Oreos on it, man. Bah!
He's thugging. But what kind of low life attacks at 66? I mean, isn't that like in between, you know, Social Security between? I mean, here they go attacking an elderly man.
I 100% agree, man. Like, I don't know, like,
and then he's still got enough heart to get up and try to defend himself and, you know, retaliate. So I mean, you know, good for Steve Buscemi. I hope that maybe he can, you know, just find that motherfucker and break his nose or something. I don't mean that in a violent way.
I think the irony is that that's fair enough. Every other report on this is he's the only male that they've reported on getting attacked, even though other men have been attacked in New York City like this. Like, every other story is like, hey, this 24-year-old blonde chick got punched, and this 27-year-old hot brunette got punched, and like this was like the first one. Like, even when there was the dude who was doing the scalding incidents, like there was a rash of a guy in New York who was just throwing boiling hot water on people because I guess that's what you do when you're crazy and live in a major city. I don't know. I live out in the middle of nowhere, as most people should. But there was this rash of this dude throwing scalding water on people. And he burned like 3 dudes, and the headline was still like, man throwing scalding hot water on women in New York City. It's like, wait a minute. It was like a 50-50 ratio. But still, you know, they got to get the headline. Like, it's much more sensational to throw scalding water on a woman, I guess, than it is some random dude.
True.
They say Steve Buscemi was assaulted in Midtown Manhattan, another victim of random act of violence in the city. He is okay and appreciates everyone's wishes, though incredibly sad for everyone that this has happened to while also walking the streets of New York. The New York Police Department issued a statement about the assault on Wednesday. What's up?
No, go ahead, brother.
Okay. Though did not name Buscemi as the victim. Buscemi was born in Brooklyn as a beloved New York figure and a former New York firefighter who helped his old team at Ground Zero during 9/11 attacks during the World Trade Center. I did not know that, actually. Back on March 31st, Buscemi's Broadwalk Empire co-star Michael Stolberg was hit in the back of the neck with a rock while walking in Manhattan Central. Holy shit. I didn't know that either. Stolberg was also able to chase down his attacker, who was taken into custody outside the park. And then probably released on bail reform laws minutes later. Because that's New York City, my friends. Yeah, they'll arrest him real quick. But, you know, you get released real fast afterwards.
You know, I like how they report, but they only report half truths. They never indicated any type of motive as to why Steve Buscemi would get attacked. Of all the things, like, they didn't ask the guy, like, why'd you do this? Wouldn't that be like a question you would ask? Like, hey, why'd you attack Steve Buscemi?
Nick said should definitely get the constable to look into it. Yeah, the New York City constable. Can you imagine if New York City had sheriffs? Like, what a different place that would be. Like, if you could vote for, like, the people in New York were actually voting for the head of the. Although now that I think about it, I don't know if it would be all that much different because these people vote for shit anyways. But
you know, the thing about New York is you go back to like the 70s, 80s, and even part of the early 90s in New York, you know, Manhattan, Times Square, you're talking about peep shows of prostitutes and crack cocaine.
Yep.
And now it's a different world, but you still have some of that same element. And I'm not trying to pick on any demographic or anybody. I'm just saying that certain elements are still present and they will remain where they're at and do the dumb shit that they do. And still, I just want to know why he did it. Just somebody get the balls to ask him why he did it. And I'm sure the answer will surprise nobody.
No, but it would surprise the mainstream media. They would be like the only ones that's like, wow, shocking report. Like, I love that. Like, there was a shocking one recently I saw where it was like, shocking. Donald Trump says that he'll send he'll send special ops into Mexico to kill cartel leaders. And I was just like, are you guys trying to get me to vote for him? What's going on? Is this the media turning face? Because, like, that sounds pretty good. Like there's a lot of dumb shit that this guy says that you can go after him for, and like, no holds barred. He says, Trump man, the orange man says a lot of dumb shit, and like, I'm not 100% on board. I'm not a MAGA purist or anything. But that headline made me go, huh, you know, I wonder if they're trying to, like, is there like a really weird deep state play to get him back in office? Because this seems like something that my wackadoo leftist coworkers would read and be like, I don't care about the cartels. Why wouldn't we kill them?
You know, let's take it to a different level. Now think about what America, United States, has done in wars historically since World War II. For the most part, we haven't like really totally annihilated and won anything. So I figure if we're gonna go to war, we have a good reason because of the cartels and all their activity with the kidnappings and the illegal drugs and the human trafficking and everything else. Why not just go to war, attack Mexico? I mean, is it really going to be that hard to take over Mexico? I mean, honestly, serious. If they're all, everyone's trying to come over here from Mexico, we'll just come over there.
I mean, it would make another great, like, we could divide it up into 5, 6, 7 states. I don't know, depending on population size.
I think we can make it work.
I mean, ironically enough, anybody who's wanted to come over with our lax laws is probably able to vote anyway. So, like, why not just...
Absolutely.
Why not just immigrate them? Like, that wouldn't that solve a lot of the border issues? And then we'd have a lot smaller border to defend. Is the ironic part, right? Like, if we just embraced Mexico and took it as part of America, like, that border is a lot smaller than the Mexican border. It'd be a lot easier to defend that little. I mean, it's what, like a quarter the size. Mexico's border with Central America is probably a quarter the size of what Mexico's border with the U.S. is.
Right.
And I was also talking about earlier in the show, before you got here, all the missing money from Ukraine that's been reported on lately. And it's
all
just
the money laundering by the Biden family.
Well, that too, but also even the mainstream media is now reporting that a bunch of these places that got money to secure their border were actually just shell companies run by criminals. That popped up in the last 6 months and said, "Oh yeah, hey, I could totally build stuff for you," and then they just took a bunch of money and disappeared. That's been recently reported, and all I could think was like, we'll waste money to secure anybody's border but ours. That's the U.S. motto right now. Is anyone's border but ours. Build back better, ladies and gentlemen.
Build back better. The thing about borders, whether you want to call it a border, a wall, a partition, whatever you want to call it. I'll just say this: in China, there's 5,000 miles worth of wall that have stood for centuries. And there's not a lot of illegal immigrant Mexicans in China. Facts.
That's fair. There's also not a lot of illegal immigrant Americans in China. Like there is now illegal immigrant Chinese in the U.S. that have been coming through the Mexican border. Because what a lot of people forget with the Mexican border issue is that it's like we ran dry on Mexicans a long fucking time ago, like towards the beginning of the Joe Biden presidency. And now it's mostly people from foreign nations. Like and by foreign, I don't mean Mexico. I mean places that you have to travel on a plane to get to Mexico to get to. We've had a lot of Afghanis. We've had a lot of Mexicans, not Mexicans, sorry. A lot of Chinese, a lot of Africans, all coming through the border in large swaths, mind you. A lot of
hordes.
Hordes, yes. A lot of what we like to call military-age men without families or children coming through. And interesting times we live in, my friend.
Oh boy. Yep. Interesting is yes.
Yeah,
yes.
A very monetizable way to put it.
Indeed. Oh, that's good though. Everybody's scared to say what they want in this day and age, and a lot of times the reason they're scared of it isn't because it's something that is going to necessarily reflect poorly on them per se, but they're scared of the repercussions that it may affect, maybe financially or socially as far as status goes, etc. But keeping it real.
Sounds like communism, my friend.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're dealing with. There's a lot of people. I mean, that's kind of the play, right? Is that socialism and communism like that are not instituted necessarily by government force, but by social pressure. So that it's not that the government is overwatching, keeping every eye on you. It's the fact that you're worried about your neighbor going to the government and being like, hey, actually, this guy over here is spouting some anti-government shit, and you probably need to take care of him. And then 3 weeks later, him and his family are no longer to be found. Or at least as I understand it, because I grew up in a classically liberal constitutional republic. But as far as I understand it through my readings and through the research that I've done, that's basically the main tangent that a lot of these people take away is that it's not necessarily government enforcement, it's social enforcement dictated by the government. And which might even be more powerful, because once you convince people to turn on each other, it's way easier for a dominating force up top to dictate down what's going on. I don't know if I phrased that correctly. Okay.
No, you did. Perfect.
Even the drunk magician has a good hot take once in a while.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, Max. I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna get into first off, I actually wanted to share this music video I shared earlier on in the show. I need to make sure that tab's still pulled up. Hold on. My buddy Tom sent to me, and it made me sad, but also like grateful that this is a thing. But apparently, and I'm not gonna share much because I don't want to get copyright hits on this. But this guy Brett McFarland wrote a song and called "I Grew Weed." But apparently, this poor feller got arrested for growing weed and sentenced to 5 years. And by the time he got out, weed was legal in his state, which is a fucking travesty at the least. But he wrote this absolute banger of a song. And I'm actually probably thinking about Molasses might have to do a verse remix on this.
Big old buds from little inhale. I grew a whole bunch. I grew weed. I grew weed. Big old buds from little bitty seeds. I grew weed. I grew weed. Big old buds from little bitty seeds. I grew weed.
But yeah, wrote this absolute banger. This video is hysterical. Like he in the video he gets raided by the the feds here, who all walk like they have no idea what they're doing with a firearm, which is totally on point. If you're gonna cast
go
government
backwards and shit.
Yeah, if you're gonna cast government agents, like everyone's like, oh, that wasn't realistic. They don't know what they're doing with firearms, and you're like, yeah, just no, that's right. Like that is exactly how they act, because they don't know what they're doing with firearms. But it's a great song. Brett McFarland, just shouting that out real quick. Nick said Tom McDonald has great songs. I agree. Although I did get some shit. My most recent Tom McDonald reaction got some shit because I was a little critical. I did a 25-minute long reaction on whatever his last song was, and definitely got some shade down there in the comments because I was a little critical on a couple of the lines, specifically that he was talking about being the reason that political hip hop exists, which I had to throw some shade back and be like, yes, Tom, I understand that you're the reason that like modern conservative political hip hop exists, but hip hop has always been political from that was the point, was pushback from black culture before black culture was black culture necessarily. It was the pushback of the people who felt oppressed in the beginning, and like, which I understand and take into my worldview. Nick said he and Upchurch don't like each other. Yeah, which actually I got some shit in my comment section on that reaction saying, you sound like an Upchurch fan. And I'm like, yeah.
No,
dude,
see, the thing about it is, no, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm like, yeah, Upchurch is on my fishing playlist and my gym playlist. Like, but that being said, like, I don't listen to what the guy has to say other than his songs. Like, I'm not like out there like listening to like watching his YouTube videos. Like, I don't give a shit. He produces some banger tunes. Like,
Right.
and the same with Tom. Like, I'm not necessarily there for a message. I'm there for like some good songs in my earbuds when I'm at the gym, because it's like the only time I have time to listen to music, other than when I'm like doing reactions or I'm in the studio. Because I'm a busy dude.
And yeah, you absolutely 100%. And Yellow Wolf, and then you got Adam Calhoun, some other guys.
I like it.
But the funny, but yeah, I like Adam too. But you know what's crazy to me is that between Upchurch and Tom getting on each other, nobody really talks about it. But you'll hear about Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole all day long. I can find 10 million videos about that beef. Not a single beef about Tom McDonald. Nobody. It's crazy. Just saying.
Hear that. So speaking of hip hop and what's going on, before we get out of here, I'm gonna play a track. This is the MC Molasses single that's gonna be releasing in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. This song is called FAFO. FAFO. Fuck around and find out. It's not super political. It's tongue-in-cheek political, because Molasses doesn't really do political stuff. I do once in a while. I've done some political rap here and there, mostly for challenges and stuff. Like I did a Brace and Gray challenge back in the day. I did a Burden challenge back in the day. I did a shit, what was that one? Broadnax. I did one of his challenges. But Molasses doesn't typically get into politics unless it's like tongue-in-cheek. You know, it's not overtly political. And FAFO in this concept isn't. It's more about like, don't question my shit. Like, I know what's going on. Anyways, this is I'll share with this. This is MC Molasses FAFO. This one's going to be out in like a week and a half. And then every few weeks after this will be another track from this EP. This EP is going to be called Make Lawns Great Again, which is going to be a lawn care central. You know, it's banging songs to mow your lawn too. That's what we're going for. But yeah, this is FAFO.
Molasses back. About to share a tale. An old tale. Or maybe it's old as time. About to find out. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out. Ain't no fucking around in my plan. Ain't no fucking around in my land. Been working this yard so damn hard. The top layer is golf course sand. Bluegrass won't take these stripes. This redneck won't take no shit. This American flag symbolize my rights. Your flag just symbolize your grip. Then aerate in water and oversee. Keep all stripes perfect. No slugs breathe. I spray for ticks without need. I can turn up the filter like bluegrass please. I'm sick of being told to shut up. Motherfucker, I won't sit down. I won't take a knee for a bunch of cucks. You're about to find out happens you fuck around. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out. Boy, you fucked around one too many times. Biblical tale is old time. You could respect it being what was mine. Now you're struggling to find the exit sign. Looks like you joined the clown show circus. Run a roller coaster of bad mistakes. Bunch of soft toey bitches. Heaviest thing that the list today is probably cake. Send me a bunch of angry messages like, Molasses, he's so fucking mean. But I got time to handle you hoes. I'm out here keeping my yard green. Simple as you should have walked away. Didn't want to clean blood off my plot today. But you bitches could not just run your mouth. You just found out happens you fuck around. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out. for real. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out. Bunch of bitches wanna run mouth about shit they know nothing about. That shit don't fly in my town. Come around, fuck around and find out.
Yeah. That one will be out in a couple weeks. Thank you, brother.
Dope.
Appreciate it.
Dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fire EP. I'm pretty excited. Songs like Make Lawns Great Again, The Seasons. We're working on one called Keep It Green. I can share a quick clip from that. Or I'll show you a quick little intro. That's all I got, and then we're out of here. This is the intro and first verse from Keep It Green. This will be on that EP. Not coming out for like another month or so. One of those days where you got some. This one's actually featuring a buddy of mine. Shit to get up off your chest. You just need to get it up off your chest. I feel like that's a big problem we got right now. We got a bunch of bitches who ain't willing to say shit. Fuck all y'all.
Lie, don't keep it clean, I keep it green. My front fucking yard is my fucking scene. I'm the rap that stinks like Mallory Night. No dandelions in the yard, I jar my weed. I smoke that green, I grow that green. Press red so hard that they grow up mean. Lungs full of dope as THC in a yard full of thickest KBG. The greenest rapper says Afro Man is out here to brag about his fucking lawn. Can't lead down the side or details. The indica that I've been on. It's only been a few confusing months since I've been off the track, and I'm back here with some spicy leave it up bed tabs. Take walk your back. Yeah.
Nice.
Some bangers on this one. This is the intro for Make Lawns Great. Make Lawns Great. This is actually my walkout song from my birthday shows, and I love this. Sorry, I mean Molasses walkout from my birthday. Keep kayfabe great.
Make lawns great again. 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 Molasses in this motherfucker making lawns great again. Think about them great straps so you can fuck off them. I do my dance, spread my seed. I'm out here Duke shame, man. Praying for that title rain. You know my pocket hang 10. Hanging out with fake friends, just getting fucked by stray men. Been this bitch a minute too. Way before they them. At a long chat with my lawns. Her says she's green, she and hers. So grab my paws straight by the pussy. Push him over, so make the pussy purr. Make lawns great again. 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 Make lawns great again.
Yeah. So if you want to join me for more Mome, as opposed to no Mome, like all these cucks have been doing, that's right. Me and MC Molasses will be mowing more this month to make up for all these assholes who were like, "Oh, mowing less will save the bees." I'm like, how many flowers you got in your fucking yard, dude? Not that many. You should keep on top of that shit, and then your grass grows and actually works towards carbon reduction in our atmosphere, especially if you're using the quote-unquote green energy electric lawnmower, which of all the electric things I'm on board with, as I like electric lawn tools. I will say that. I like my electric lawnmower. I like my electric weed whacker, my electric leaf blower. They all work absolutely phenomenally. That being said, I have a yard that's like a quarter acre.
I will have to concur with you
So
about
Anderson-
the electric stuff. I love it myself. Milwaukee and DeWalt is what I have.
Yep.
Not plugging for them, but
I'm
guess what I use.
a DeWalt bro, full and I think I started just because that was like what my power tools were. So it was like, well, if I'm gonna move on and get bigger batteries for all my lawn equipment, I might as well just have it so I can slap it into my drill too. And
It's basically buying
that's
a
what I
Mac
love.
tool like you would buy off the Mac truck without the Mac name. Same thing, no difference.
We need to talk about the yellow you own, the DeWalt.
He likes the Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not. It wasn't me, dude. It was literally my DeWalt brand loyalty literally started because I got a gift set from my parents like forever ago. That was DeWalt tools because that was what I wanted when I got my own house, and I'm stuck, and I'm not going to change because now I've got a collection of batteries that I could not. Nick said I could give Benji shit every day because I'm Team Blue. Yeah, I'm no fault on your. I don't hate Team Blue. I'm just a Team Yellow guy. But it's because that's where it started, and I'm way too deep to switch teams now, bro. You know, if somebody came in and said, "Hey, I'm willing to buy you out of all these batteries," you know, it's one of those things I think about. But no, I'm way too deep now. Like we got a cabinet full, and that shit's too expensive to replace them all. So here we are. It's not necessarily a brand loyalty thing. It's just I'm stuck. And that being said, DeWalt's not a bad company at all. I'm not throwing any shade because I thoroughly enjoy the use of my DeWalt tools. Anyways, Max, that's all I got before we get out. Till next week, part 2 of Hickory Steps Up to the Bar and meets Max Trubin. We're going to have a much deeper chat next week. We'll both be on at 8 Eastern time. That's right. Anything you want to say before we get on out here, brother?
Thank you, as always, for having me on. Always a treat. Always awesome to have an opportunity to talk with you. Check out all your new stuff you got coming out. Love it all. Wish you nothing but the best. Hope you have a great rest of the week, brother. And I look forward to it next week.
Thank you, brother. I look forward to it. Anyways, that's been episode 26. Hickory Steps Up to the Bar and meets Max Trubin. We'll see you guys on episode 27, part 2. Till then, stay safe, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, stay sane. In these trying times, try not to kill your neighbors. And we'll see you guys next week. Till then, Drunk Magician out. Cheers.
Probably time to go. This is an adult show, yeah, this is an adult show. And if you ain't one of them, it's probably time to go. Above all else, I just want to say thank you. Have a beautiful night. Drunk Magician out. Cheers. Now let's get the credits. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the help. 'Cause this is a show I do by myself. I produce the shit myself.